Ready for more parties over? Next, we're exploring the laws of attraction, how your sense of self-worth and the vibes you give off shape the kind of people you draw into your life. Erica, what kind of vibes attract you?
Well, I know what doesn't attract me. So I would start by saying what does not attract me, because it's easier to narrow down than what vibes you can feel warm and fuzzy about. So I guess first off, you know when you walk into a room, you know, you can read the room. You know the people that are negative Nellies, you know the people that are warm and they want to talk and socialize. I would say right off the bat, I could smell bad energy, like right in front of me. You don't want to be standing with that type of person because it will absorb inside of you and zap every bit of energy, exhaust every lifeline that you have.
Absolutely not. I understand. So when you left your marriage, you worked on yourself for 2 years, and then you attracted this amazing guy. What was that journey like, that of gaining your self-worth again?
So it takes time. You need to work on getting a routine again, because you get in, you know, the mix of having a relationship and into what you're doing in that relationship routine-wise, that you kind of lose yourself once you're out of it. And once you have trauma and you're upset, it takes you time to feel good again, both inside and out. So first you have to, you know, whether you work out or whatever you do to relax, work on doing that. Work on being around people that make you feel good, and really get that energy back inside of yourself, and then it will reflect on the exterior. If you need to go to therapy, do that too, right? I know we both have had that experience as well. From there, I would say once you really want to start meeting people, you can then, like for me, for example, I knew right away what wouldn't work for me and what would.
But actually, what wasn't working for you, or what you had, like what mindset that you had, and you decided, oh, I'm looking for this specific person, who you met was the opposite of what you were looking for.
Exactly.
So can we tell the viewers exactly what you were looking for and then who you found?
So I thought to myself, age appropriate, let's find someone in their 40s. Let's find someone Jewish. Let's find...
She had a checklist.
Right. You know, let's find someone who, you know, may not have had kids before. I met the exact opposite. And now it's been a year later, I'm extremely happy. This is a guy that was totally out of my age range in terms of whether I was looking on the apps or in person, not Jewish, and has 2 older boys, which I thought, if anything, I would have somebody that maybe had daughters because it would have been easier to relate. These boys are phenomenal, you know, we get along great. It's been an easy experience, but I wouldn't have attracted that if I was not okay myself.
Yes.
And in addition to that, I would also say that when I first met him, I didn't take it seriously. Like, I was at the point where I was very good on my own, that I was fine not having anyone. And so it was an easier experience to kind of get to know the person.
She was very relaxed, so I was there throughout the entire process. So from the moment she and her ex broke up, for those 2 years, and she over time spent, I would say, endless hours really working on yourself. You went through a lot of therapy, and you were so much happier. So by the time you met your new boyfriend, you were a completely different person. You were light, you were free, you felt free, you were great to be around. You just seemed like you had this inner glow that, you know, you didn't have for those 2 years. And then here you attracted this amazing person who had this amazing personality, which matched yours. So you guys were matching the same vibration. You were on the same vibration.
But I also wasn't even in the mindset of it becoming a relationship. So, you know, I remember we went out for the first time, we went on a boat, we went, you know, for the whole day. I felt freer than ever that day. And I remember driving back that night talking to a friend, and I said, it's been 2 years and I've never felt like a sense of freedom like I did, but I was also okay because he was also coming out of a long-term marriage. I was okay with it not going the distance too. So the fact that it did, it was obviously, you know, a great thing, but I just was so good inside and on my own that I didn't need to foreshadow what the future might have.
So you felt complete as a person. Correct. So you weren't looking toward another person to make you feel whole.
Correct.
You found that within yourself, which is super important. Right. So currently, I hired a relationship coach, Spicy Mari, who was on the show a couple weeks ago, and she's amazing. She's this great life coach or relationship coach from LA, and I'm working with her now. I'm in her 90-day program, and she basically told me, I don't want you to date for the next 90 days. We're really gonna work on you. We're gonna work on everything, like all the issues that you've had in the past, so you don't attract the same type of person. So, which makes complete sense because now we're in this program and I'm doing the hard work, and she wants me to be able to attract the type of person that I need to attract, which makes complete sense.
Well, another example, now I help friends that ask me, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? They're either on the apps or they meet someone randomly. So I have a friend that recently met somebody on an app. They have not gone out yet. They're asking each other, what do you like? What do you want in someone? What don't you? And it's interesting because the guys that haven't had a marriage yet and might be in their mid to late 40s, they have a very much long list of what they want. And I said to her right away, it might be a problem for you because it's such a long checklist that if one slight thing is off for them, you're going to be in fear that it won't work. Who wants to be in a situation like that? So I kind of try to give advice about how to head things off before there's a catastrophe. Because I'm always caught into the catastrophe later.
But I think for the viewers, it's better just to go out and meet people randomly, and you give off like a certain confidence, the vibe that you get off, like that you're kind, you're not insecure, whatever those influences or whatever vibes that you're giving off, that's exactly what you're going to attract. So if you're fearful and you're insecure, that's the type of person you're going to attract. If you're confident and sweet, that's the kind of person you're going to attract. So it's basically whatever vibe you're giving off is what you're going to attract.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's basically what happened for you. Like you weren't in a good place for part of the 2 years.
Right.
And then you weren't attracting like these great guys.
No.
And then all of a sudden you're like free and happy and flowing and your life is great.
Right.
And then you attract this amazing man.
Yeah. And when I first actually saw him in a picture again, I said to myself, because he was at a club, I thought to myself, no, this is not going to be good. But I then gave him a chance, and he wasn't that type of person. But, at the beginning, I was meeting people, that were a little bit more narcissistic, self-absorbed.
Because that's what you were attracting. Because
Right.
that's what you had attracted in the past. Because
Correct.
your ex was a narcissist. So you were attracting
Right.
that type of person. And now you're with somebody who's completely different because you changed.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to work on yourself first.
100%. So just be very clear about what you want and the type of person you want to attract, and you will. So Erica, what do you think the biggest takeaway is here?
You have to be tough. You have to be really tough, not a turn-off tough, but you have to know what you want, go for it, and be direct. I actually say you have to be a real bad bitch. And that's how you do it. Party's over.
Party's over.